want to go over Esther a little bit. Like, what happened with her? And what tribe was she? Was she Judite or Ephraim?
I don't think it say what tribe Esther was. Really, huh? What came up before? What tribe Esther was?
I think it does mention. That's not the Moabite, right?
No.
Yeah, I think it does mention family she was from, either Levi or
Judith sounded maybe you said that. I mean, I don't know what.
I'm looking at names in my book, proper names. You say her name is a Jewish name.
That's what it said. It said that. It said something like that, something like that statement, right? Is it from 597?
Children.
Where you at, man?
Well, I'm just reading. I'm up recording.
Yeah, you telling you reading that?
No, I'm not recording. Here we go. What's that do with the tribe?
Tribe, that's the
Let me tell you, these nations, boy, it's like they done had it good. You read about this in this first chapter. This cat here, he was piss poor rich. This cat here, you know how far it is from India to Ethiopia? That's how much he knew in ancient times. No airplanes, no jets. That's how much he knew. Shit.
So, man, if you look up Abraham, and see who he was.
Might be Esther 2, not 2 and 13. You said Abraham.
Yeah, I'm around here, that's where I'm at right now. She was the daughter of Abraham.
ABA.
Abihail.
Okay.
I got it.
That's a man, right?
He's a Jew. Okay.
She's a Judite.
She's a Judite.
Abraham?
Hold up.
No, she's a Judite. If you check out 2 Esther 6 and 7.
Can you show me here?
Esther 6 and 7, 2, 6 and 7, who had married, okay, maybe go to 5. Now in Shushan the palace there was a certain Jew, whose name was Mordecai, the son of Jair, the son of Shimei, the son of Kish, a Benjamite, who had been carried away from Jerusalem, with the captivity which had been carried away with Jeconiah, king of Judah, who Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away. And he brought up, might have been a Benjamite, right? He brought up Hadassah, that is Esther, his uncle's daughter. For she had neither father nor mother, and the maid was fair and beautiful. She was Benjamin.
Right, because right here in the 15th verse it says, now when the turn of Esther, the daughter of Abihail, her uncle of Mordecai. Right, so she was Mordecai was her uncle, Benjamin Mordecai.
Yes.
Now to be actually super correct, we just found out what Abihail is, but and that was his brother.
That was his uncle. So meaning his brother's, his father's brother.
His father's brother, right?
Benjamin.
But you got something else, man. You got Abihail, man?
I found it just what it means.
No, the Bible dictionary wouldn't tell you who he was, nothing like that.
No.
No?
Sometimes,
Okay.
you know, we gotta get, we need that book, Who's Who, in the Old Testament. I think it's in the Old Testament, don't say it in the Bible. It said Who's Who in the Old Testament. And he got breakdowns on who a lot of the people are. Some inaccurate, you gotta go over, but a lot of them pretty accurate.
So you see what I'm talking about? So all the clues that the Bible gives is pointing towards her being a Benjamite. It ain't saying she's a Benjamite, but it's saying her uncle was a Benjamite. It's saying her brother's brother, you can do the math, and that make her a Benjamite. Okay? It was something else too, right?
And during her time, did Judah have a king?
Yes?
Yeah, like back then, even when we went in, yeah, my
Abigail was a neat, like,
So it's right after him?
it may not be, but just.
What's the scripture they give?
They did one numbers, so.
Further down a little bit.
Just say the father of Esther. They give Esther 2:15 and 9 and 29.
Right. I believe she was Benjamin.
That numbers can't be there.
No. They just named the first one.
Right.
Which I just want to like get a brief history on this book, particular book.
Look, and here's also how you know she was Benjamin too. That this captivity that they talking about was they had taken some of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. It was just Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. So she wasn't a Judite, she was Benjamin. You see what I'm saying? And what I was going to say to add on my Muhammad bringing out was that even when we went into captivity, we always had a king. You know what I mean? Like that's how they operated back then. Even today they operate that way. You got presidents of other countries, but really America running the country. America called them dictators. You know, today they call them dictators. Well, it was the same back then when it came to us. Same thing. You know what I mean? So there was a king over Israel at the time.
I think I just read something about the king.
In the first chapter, it tell you about the king Joniah or something like that.
Right. So quick, how about? It was more question, right?
Yeah, this basically what went on at this time because they were saying that at one time the church had took Esther's book away because it was supposed to have been insignificant to the history of the Bible or something to that effect.
Well, the church, you know, worship Satan. So they would take away any book they can. So, you know, they ain't even, like them taking it out don't mean it got anything to do with any authentication about nothing. You know, man. They take it out because, you know, man.
Just the words that you know the fact. Somebody say something in the Bible is insignificant that you know they at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Catholic Church I do that when they say major prophets and minor prophets. Like Obadiah is a minor prophet. Jeremiah is a major prophet. Like Jeremiah is not as important. Obadiah is not as important as Obadiah. And before you know it, they start getting rid of Obadiah, getting rid of Esther, getting rid of this, getting rid of that. And it's all a sin because the Bible says in Revelations, whosoever take anything out of this book. So everything is insane. And Esther's a real good book, man, with all the story about that cat. Was that evil nigga? And he was
Hadariah or something, Hadamim.
Haman, man, tried to get all Israel killed, man, and the Lord came back and killed that cat and his sons and all his family, man. Like, there's a lot of rough killing.
Go ahead, I could add something. This is super heavy. That how the book of Esther is a book about a worldwide race war.
That's right.
That's what it's about. It's about a worldwide race war. Listen, and you know what? There's a celebration that they kept in here that I don't think that we keep. But there was a celebration that they kept throughout all Israel after this. Right? That had become a custom. Yeah, a ton of customary stuff. But this was one of them customs, they tell you in this story, because the Lord turned the tables and instead Israel killed all their enemies.
That's right.
But they had picked a day to exterminate every Israelite on the earth.
That's right.
Oh, is that what Purim is? Oh, okay, so Salakia. Then we do hold that. Once again, another high holy day about a race war.
That's right.
Every high holy day is about a race war. Just about.
Right. So my brother,
No, it's just like a brief summary on,
did this come up with, somebody gave you a beef about this?
No. So I was watching on television this morning.
Okay.
They were saying that this one black cat came on and said that black people, by her being a light skin, she can pass for white. I said, wait a minute. Some black theological scientists and some crap he was saying that.
I heard, but he's trying to say she was black, but a light-skinned black.
Light-skinned black.
This is the brother that said this. He is a stupid man. And this is why, too, because the scriptures talk about how beautiful she was, that the king, because she was so beautiful, was going to give her whatever she wanted. Which is how she got all of us delivered, which does go to anyway about Judith, man. About these women, like these women could really do something, they would be feminine. And so this nigga, he's just assuming that she must have been light-skinned, like that she must be light-skinned. That's why this king, looked at her like she was so amazing. She passed him for being white. Not that she was just a bad sister.
And listen, what here's the country. The people that he talking about is dark-skinned Elamites.
Right.
Dark-skinned Elamites. So now dark-skinned Elamites ain't gonna like a dark-skinned bad sister.
Will you have any questions? Okay.
So we at the conclusion that she is a Benjamin.
Yes.
And it's clear.
It's clear, yes.
He could read it for himself, Muhammad, if he wanted.
Oh, you ain't check out right out? Oh, okay.
I can do them all the time.
It's right here. Where's that in down? 2 and
6 and 7.
2 and 6 and 7.
We read it? No, you just read it, didn't you?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, you did read it.
You want to read it, y'all?
No, sorry.
Okay, put it over to you.
I have a question right quick on that. All right, now, Esther was Israel. She's Benjamin, right? She's married to a king, which was another nation. Now, if she had kids by the other nation, would her kids be heathens?
Yes.
Her kids be heathens?
Yes. Right. Nothing changes that. You know what I mean? Nothing changes it. This is to have a heathen man.
Mm-hmm.
People was in trouble. Her heart turned back to the heart of the people, and she delivered them. So remember, and don't think of a wife like we got a wife today. Like my baby wife she wanted him. She wanted them Jones I have sex with, and I see her once every 2 years. She was one of them. Because remember, she was so scared to go before her because she said the king's decree was anybody that saw the king without an appointment was put to death. That was the whole beef. That her cousin was coming to her saying, listen, you gotta go see your husband because they finna kill all of us. And she like, anybody that go before the king get put to death. And she looked at the king just like a king. You know what I mean? That will kill her if she go before him without an appointment. But man, her cousin was like, the cousin's name, his name was Mordecai. Man. Mordecai? Right, her cousin like, you gotta do this for us, man. She told the people, she said, listen, you let all the people in Judea go on a 3-day fast. I'm gonna fast 3 days too. Y'all agree? Okay, let's go to it and read.
It's up to you, man.
If you want to read it?
It's up to you. You
Y'all already knew English story, y'all.
A little bit.
Oh, let's go to it and read it. Let's go to Esther. Let's start at past the second chapter.
About 15, 2 and 15.
Okay, let me see, you said 2 and 15?
Another thing they said they had took Esther's book out of the Bible because no mention of God was in this book.
And point blank, you ain't gonna take that out of the Bible. Whatever been mentioned, the Lord wanted to mention it. Whatever it's saying, that's what the Most High wanted to say. Like, who's the cat that decided it wasn't true? Like, who's he? Who's the cat that said it wasn't true? That's the one that's Satan. Like, that's the one that really is their God. Because for sure, all Christianity ain't decided the book of Esther was no good. But it's some cat that said, I'm taking that out. He is the God of Christianity. He's the one they really follow. Okay, let's skip down. Let me say Esther. Right, let's go to right, read that. Esther 2 and 15. Take it out there.
Esther, the 2nd chapter, verse 15.
2, right, Con.
Now, on the return of Esther, the daughter of Abihail, the uncle of Mordecai, who had taken her for his daughter, was come to go unto the king. She required nothing but what Hagar, the king's chamberlain, the keeper of the woman appointed.
So all she required, I mean, she wasn't sweating. She was in there, and whatever the keeper of the king's chamberlain, meaning the people that watched over his wives, whatever he gave her, she was fine. She was content. Go ahead.
And Esther obtained favor in the sight of all of them that looked upon her.
And that's heavy. These sisters can learn a great lesson from her. I mean, if she one of the king's wives, but she ain't sweating getting nothing extra. All she wants, whatever the cat is over the wives give her, she take it. And because she's so humble, everybody begin to look at her with favor. Look at her as a good, humble sister. You know, don't complain, don't nag, but just happy with whatever you give her. And she became to be great in the sight of everybody because of that, man. Like, these women could learn that lesson, man. By being content with what they have, their husband will look at them like, this is a good woman there. She happy with whatever I give her. That's what happened with Esther. Go ahead.
So Esther was taken unto King, you pronounce that word?
Azuris, what does that say? Ahasuerus. Go ahead.
So Esther Urus.
Ahasuerus.
Ahasuerus. So Esther was taken unto King Ahasuerus into his house royal in the 10th month, which is the month Tebeth, in the 7th year of his reign. And the king loved Esther above all the women, and she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head and made
That's
her.
another good one right there. This is off subject. What does he say? Above all the what? Above all the virgins. Why he calling his wife a virgin? Why are you doing that? She's young. Because she's young. Not because she never had sex, but because she's young. He took her into his house. He did this woman. But he called her a virgin because she was young. But he didn't dealt with her. She his wife. But obtained favor above all the virgins. Meaning he got a ton of 14-year-old wives. How old? It don't say how old he is. But he called her a virgin because it don't just mean, like we think today, we're not having sex. He called his wives virgin. Because he got 13, 14, 15-year-old women.
I was going to ask you, does it say exactly how old Esther is?
I don't believe it says so at the time. I don't believe it. It's my memory. We about to check it out right now, so we'll find out. Go ahead.
And made her queen instead of the ship.
Go ahead.
Then the king made a great feast unto all his princes.
Where's your name?
Verse 18.
Go ahead.
Not verse 18. Esther 2 and 18. Then the king made a great feast unto all his princes and his servants, even Esther's feast. And he made a release to the provinces and gave gifts according to the state of the king. And when the virgins were gathered together the second time, then Mordecai sat at the king's gate. Esther had not showed her kindred nor her people, as Mordecai had charged her. But Esther did the commandment of Mordecai, like as when she was brought up with him. And those days while Mordecai sat in the king's gate, two of the king's chamberlains, Bigthan and Teresh.
Everybody understand what's going on? Mordecai is her cousin. Is that correct? Mordecai is her cousin. He's sitting in the king's gate, man. He's sitting outside the king's gate all the time. That's where he at. And she listening to him like as she was brought up with him. Meaning she listened to him, and he over her like the way a big brother is over his little sister. And she listened to him, and she ain't told the people about her relationship with the king. Because he told her not to tell the people about her relationship with the king. Go ahead.
So Bigthan and Teresh, of those which kept the door were wroth, and sought to lay hand on the king Ahasuerus. And the thing was known to Mordecai, who told it unto Esther the queen. And Esther certified the king thereof in Mordecai's name.
You see? So then Mordecai heard about some plot to overthrow the king by his guards. Mordecai went and told Esther. Esther told the king that Mordecai told me about this plot against you, which also increased the king trusting Esther, loving Esther, and believing in what Mordecai was bringing out. Go ahead.
And when inquisition was made of the matter, it was found out. Therefore, they were both hanged on a tree. And it was written in the book of the Chronicles before the king.
Okay, so that all that, what's that chapter doing? Establishing you the relationship that Esther had with the king, who was an Elamite, who you would call today an East Indian, like a dot-head cat, right? And the relationship she had with Mordecai. She looked up to Mordecai, followed Mordecai as being somebody over her and her family. And the relationship that the king had with all of them, and trusting what they said. It was found out that they uncovered a plot that was coming up against them. All right? So now, go ahead, what you say? Oh, sorry, go ahead, reading 3, not reading 3. Take it out, Tower.
Esther 3:1. After these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agite.
That's a Hamite, I believe. Is that right, John? Mm-hmm. Agite, and then that Psalm 83, one of them. Agite, those not Psalm 83. It's a Hamite, I believe. One of the Hamite tribes.
What verse read back?
3:1.
Agagite?
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you know.
Okay, keep going.
And advanced him, and set his seat above all the princes that were with him.
So then now, at that time, after that was over, they found this cat named Haman. Haman is an anciently evil nigga in the Bible. Like, how you gonna get rid of the book of Esther? It's insane, because you ain't gonna know about Haman. Who is, synonymous with evil itself. Haman. That's a drive, they call me Haman. I also damn Haman. She went to that church. Talking about me, Haman. So when Haman is evil, he's an evil cat in the Bible. So this is now, he got to be prince over all the king's affairs. Okay? Haman, go ahead.
Verse 2. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence.
So Mordecai, listen to this cat. Go ahead.
Then the king's servants, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, Why transgressed thou the king's commandment? Now it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told him to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand, for he had told them that he was a Jew. Verse 5.
Mike, can you just get me down to the meat of the story? Let me know where's that while you read. The whole shit, the real deal. Go ahead. I wouldn't mind going to Judith if I could. Go ahead.
And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath.
You see? So now this cat, Mordecai, Judah, we take it slow, would not reverence Haman, who was prince of all the king's affairs. Everybody else bowed him and gave him reverence, but Mordecai wouldn't do it. So then Haman was pissed off with Mordecai. Keep going.
And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had showed him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus.
You see that? First he thought to just try to kill Haman, kill Mordecai. But then they showed him the people of Mordecai. Then it came to him to kill all Mordecai's people, not just kill Mordecai, but kill. And listen, this story reminds me really of the book of Judith. There's the same thing like this. These heathens coming to kill us and destroy us. And only the fact that we trust the Lord protects us from their intent to destroy us. Make mistakes, make no mistake. If you're a brother with Israelite from one of these 12 tribes, these nations, their plot and plan is to wipe you off the face of the earth. That's what they want. Because they're horrified that one day you might be over there. I'm like, well, I wrote about last night again, y'all. I said, God, this movie is truly about their brothers.
Yeah.
I, Robot, is about niggas. To where they was even saying, when Will Smith hated robots, he said, the doctor knew that my prejudice would make me look at these robots wrong. Like, they even called it prejudice to not like robots. And what was the big fear? That one day these robots would have a revolution. So Will Smith was killing them like crazy to make that revolution not happen. What you gonna say?
I was just gonna add that, and when he went out to the field, the storage field, the revolutionaries was killing the Uncle Toms.
Was killing the Uncle Toms.
That the Uncle Toms would protect the Edomites.
Yes. Like, well,
Was Will Smith supposed to be the white people?
yes. You saw the movie.
I'm saying,
Will Smith was supposed to be the white people.
and all the robots with the black.
That's correct. Go ahead.
And that's also why they use the jig.
Always.
To stop, to get your mind confused. Because if it was an Edomite, you would be able to relate the robots of the Negro. But he put a Negro as the top Edomite.
And his boss, the lieutenant, was black.
And the lieutenant was black too. Like that was on purpose so that you would get
Yes.
jammed in your thinking when it came to who the Edomites and the Jakes were.
Go ahead, brother.
Well, Will Smith didn't trust the robots because I think he had broke his arm. That's why he had a robot arm, and then he started not to trust them.
That's right. That's right. That's a part of the movie. But the point we were trying to make is this: that a lot of movies, they talk about one thing, but really they mean something else. Like, you ever see the movie The Planet of the Apes?
Yeah?
Okay, that movie was about apes taking over. You know, monkeys taking over. They grew up and they got genetically better. No, it's all right. Go. What were you gonna say, Rick?
Now, was the ape supposed to be the black?
The apes supposed to be black people. Like me, there's a lot of movies where they're saying one thing, but sometimes, especially when you get older, you come to the truth more, and you learn more, you'll start to see that a lot of movies are saying something else. You ever heard the term read between the lines? Like, to where you don't just look at what's on the surface, but look at what they're saying really. I, Robot was about robots. And what was the robot's job in the movie, I, Robot?
To help all the people. When the next robot got mind control, when they
That's
understand their chest had a red light.
That's right, but wasn't the robots sweeping up? Wasn't they doing the cleaning?
Saving lives.
Saving lives? Like, they was the slaves. The robots was the slaves until one day they got the red light in their chest, and now they wanted to kill all the humans. That is what white people are afraid of. They're afraid. Now, who cleans the floors in America? Who the slaves in America? Our people are the slaves, right? That's right, we the slaves in America. And they're afraid that one day we'll all get the red light on us. And then we'll say, we ain't clean up for them no more. They're afraid of you doing that. Planet of the Apes was the same way. Remember, the apes first, the Planet of the Apes was about how humans used to have monkeys and send them out to space and make them and test things on monkeys. And so one day, what happened? The monkeys did what? They rebelled, and they took over. That's the same plot. That's your story. They're afraid of you one day taking over them because they took you over at one time. They're afraid of you doing to them what they did to you. And that's what all those movies are about. And that's the primary, that's our relationship with them. Our relationship with them is them coming and decide we too much of a threat and we're going to kill them. And if we don't sin, we always victorious. But if we do sin, they take us and kill us.
Why do they make movies like that?
This is why they make movies like that. They make movies like that to have it in your mind, one, to never rebel, and that rebelling is wrong. To make it like any type of rebellion is wrong and going to fail, and it shouldn't be done. So you already thinking that what? The slaves should never rebel. The slaves in the Planet of the Apes movies, the monkeys, what happened at the end of the Planet? Who saw Planet of the Apes? I said, what happened at the end of the movie? The end, by the yacht.
But the people got away from the monkeys.
No, that ain't the end. The end was when they all came together at the end. They buried their dead bodies and they came together and said, we're going to try to live together in peace. We're going to stop all this fighting. That's what they want. That's the point of the movie. Go ahead.
Like in I, Robot, Will Smith won that battle
Right?
between the robots and then
He won.
the white people gonna win if we rebel.
That's the point. So now everybody is watching it is knowing that we should never rebel. This rebellion thing is wrong. The slaves should never try to rebel. The slaves should just be slaves and love their slave master. How did they win an iRobot? Around?
He destroyed.
How did he? He didn't destroy him on his own.
The girl. Oh, I know.
Valia?
With the help of that robot. With the help of that robot with those blue eyes and that didn't have.
He joined up.
With those what eyes?
Blue eyes.
See that? Even that's heavy. I even that. I didn't realize that. Who had blue eyes?
He was that good robot.
Good robots.
So this should have been on tape. This class should have been on tape. Like that was amazing what he just said. And listen, and they let you know that the good robot is the blue-eyed robot. Like the good nigga is the one that act like the white man.
Woo!
That was deep. Supply weaves and the contacts to be just like either like, woo, that was heavy.
You see that, Valia? Valia in that. Okay, what kind of people have blue eyes?
Black.
No, look at your eyes. Your eyes are not blue.
White.
White people have blue eyes. They have blue eyes, right? White people have blue eyes, blonde hair, yellow hair. The only way that they could win in that movie is if they got one of the robots to get on their side. And that's how they win over us. The only way they can be victorious over us is if we betray each other. Is if we turn our back on each other and help them. I saw a show where I take this, everybody to come out to see this. It was, okay, over in Belgium, here in Belgium. This woman went in for in vitro fertilization, right? And she had twins. And one of the twins was black and the other one was white. Just like Jacob and Esau. And so they start trying to figure it out. First they try to deny the baby's black, like maybe just dark. Then it started coming out and they tried to figure out that the doctor made a mistake and put her husband's sperm in her and put a Jake's sperm in her. And they knew the Jake and went and told Jake and everything, knew who it was. So literally one of her kids was a brother and one of them was a devil. And they was raised up in the same woman. So they lived in a White House together. Everything cool, they trying to love them. Can I tell you the name? Here's the name. One of them was named Stein and the other one was named Coon.
No, it was two.
Toon and Coon.
Coon for raccoon.
That boy's name was Coon.
Yeah, because that is it, right?
Coon.
What you were talking about reminds me about the commercial that I kept hearing about. It was about two teenage girls, and one was a bad girl, which means she acts like the devil, and one never started, and the other one never started anything.
That's right.
So like when the mother's somewhere else, the bad girl starts fighting, not the girl on the floor.
Listen, let me tell you, that's how the show was. That's what point I'm trying to get to, the point the brother made. Because they growing up trying to be normal. They trying to be just they trying to treat them like they not different. Well, they get up and they start getting 9 years old, 8 years old. And they start calling this little boy nigga. Everybody on the block, everybody hurting him. Everybody making fun of him, calling him names, and all that. So one day he go to his mother and say that he had big curly afro. He said, Mama, I want you to cut my hair. I don't like my skin, how dark it is. And he complained to his mother to cut his hair because it was too nappy. And his skin was too dark, and he wanted to find some way to make his skin lighter. And I said, that little boy is an example of what we all go through. Like, he's one boy, but that is what each and every one of us go through. And we gotta find a way to not be like us. Because being like us makes us get hurt by them. So we can't have our hair like this, our skin like this, our walk, our talk. We can't be like this, because if we like this, the bad kids is gonna hurt us. Go ahead.
And I just want to add, poor boy, brother, you bringing out something so heavy. And let me tell y'all, it's so deep because in essence, let me tell you, in essence of what you said, that they not even as mad at our color as they are of our spirit.
That's right.
Like, they don't want you to act black. They'll accept you being black.
Right.
You're having brown skin.
Right.
But they don't want you to act nowhere near like you are. Like that spirit in you, they don't want that spirit. They actually fighting against our spirit and not against our color. They love a Negro. That's the way they want them to act. Man, oh man,
that's how it is, and that's why you gotta be careful with these movies. You don't want to. Let's go to the Book of Judith, right? I think it's more on the point. Exactly what we're saying. Let's go to the Book of Judith and get it. Hang on to Esther later, because the Book of Judith is exactly like this, where they came to all kill us, and but we was victorious for one reason only. Like these nations truly hate us, and all the movies is about how much they hate us. All the movies, the cartoons, all that. All of that. These kids, if I ask each one of these kids who their favorite superhero is, none of them will say a black person. Not one of them will say a black superhero. I don't even know a black superhero myself.
I was about to say.
I ain't gonna name one, but I don't know them. Like our kids is being programmed to hate who they are, like to hate themselves. Okay, Judith in their apocrypha. It's in their apocrypha, the Book of Judith. Okay, I'm gonna give you the read the second verse. I mean, read 2 and 1. Read 2 and 1. I'm gonna skip it around and take you to the meat of it, all right? Okay. 2 and 1 on Hamakubah.
Done. Everybody there? And in the 18th year, the 22nd day of the first month, there was talk in the house of Nebuchadnezzar,
a famous king that was oppressing the Israelites. Nebuchadnezzar. Okay.
king of the Assyrians, that he should.
Assyrians is the Arab people, correct now? Assyrian?
Not really. They are a pre-Arab civilization. They were around before. They are Shemites, but Shemites that came before Ishmael.
I got you.
Like Shemites that was here way back.
I got
You know what I mean? But Shemites nonetheless. So that's why they a lot of time familiar with. Likened on to the Arabs. Okay.
The what? All right, go ahead. So they are Shemitic people, the Assyrians. The Shemitic people. Go ahead.
Volume 2. That he should, as he said, avenge himself on all the earth.
This is what happened. Nebuchadnezzar went to war with this nation, right? And he sent word to the east that everybody in the east come and help him fight against this nation. Everybody came. The Moabites came, the Ammonites came, Edomites came, everybody came. But there was one nation that sent his officers away and laughed them to scorn and said, "Who is Nebuchadnezzar but a man that we should go fight for him?" That people was the nation of Israel. They refused to fight for him. Sent his officers away and laughed them to scorn. So he went away and fought that nation and won. And then he said, "And anybody who did not help me fight, after I get done with them, I'm going to kill all of them." So he said, and now he upped the ante. He said, "Now those nations will have to worship me as the God of the earth." Because after this battle he won, he was great, like amazing. After this battle, he was the number one power in the earth. And he said, all those nations that refuse to help me fight are going to have to worship me as king and give up their land, give up their goats, give up their cattle. And if they don't, they'll be utterly destroyed, man and child, beast, everything. So now he won the battle, he celebrated for a period of time, and now he sent his cat named Holofernes to go out and take revenge on the earth for not helping him fight. That's where we at right now. Everybody understand? That's where we at. Go ahead.
Verse 2. So he called unto him all his officers and all his nobles, and communicated with them with secret counsel, and concluded the afflicting of the whole earth out of his own mouth. That they decreed to destroy all flesh that did not obey the commandment of his mouth.
Everybody understand? Go ahead.
And when he had ended his counsel, Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Assyrians, called Holofernes, the chief captain of his army, which was next unto him, and said unto him, Thus saith the great king, the Lord of the whole earth, Behold, thou shalt go forth from my presence, and take with thee men to trust in their own strength, footmen and 120,000.
So yeah, 120,000 footmen. Go ahead.
And the number of horses which their riders 12,000. And thou shalt go against all the west country because they disobeyed my commandment. And thou shalt declare unto them that they prepare for the earth and water, for me earth and water, for I will go forth in my wrath against them, and will cover the whole face of the earth with the feet of mine army, and I will give them for a spoil unto them.
See, that's where we at. That's a horrible thing. He got his army, brother, marching throughout the whole earth, taking revenge on whoever did not go. That's where we at now. Now I'm gonna skip you down. Now skip down to the 4th verse. After the 4th chapter. Well, first, let me show you what the people of Sidon did. So go to 3 and 1.
We continue.
Yeah, Judith 3 and 1.
Chapter 3, verse 1. So they went, so they sent as ambassadors unto him to treat of peace, saying, Behold, we the servants of Nebuchadnezzar, the great king, lie before thee. Use us as shall be good in thy sight. Behold our houses and all our places and all our fields of wheat and flocks and herds and all the lives of our tents lie before thy face. Use them as it pleases thee.
When this guy came through, they gave it up to him. They knew that they was going to die. So they gave it all up to him. That's what every nation did. Every nation, when they saw the army come down on them, brother, they gave in because they wanted to live, which is very natural. And let me tell you something. To serve the Lord, you got to be unnatural. Every nation on the earth gave up to this man the same way to the so-called white man. Every last one just give in. The Chinese come, Chinese take off their Chinese robes, Chinese stop bowing, they start shaking hands. They put on suits and ties. And they give it up. Every nation just give up their culture. But your people got to be the one that don't. Your people got to be the one that in the face of death, stand on your culture, stand on what you believe. Now I'm going to skip you down to what the Israelites did. Now go to 4 and 1.
Chapter 4, verse 1. Now the children of Israel that dwelt in Judea heard all that Holofernes, the chief captain of Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Assyrians, had done to the nations, and after what manner he had spoiled all their temples and brought them to naught.
So he heard about what this guy did to all the other nations. The man had brought them to nothing. Go ahead.
Therefore they were exceedingly afraid of him.
They were scared to death. Go ahead.
And were troubled for Jerusalem.
Scared for Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And for the temple of the Lord their power.
Keep going.
For they were newly returned from the captivity, and all the people of Judea were lately gathered together.
Like, this is after the Babylonian captivity. They just getting back. They getting back in their own land, and now here comes Nebuchadnezzar to kill everybody in the land. Go ahead.
And those vessels, and the altar, and the house were sanctified after profanation.
Go ahead.
Therefore they sent into all the coasts of Samaria, and the villages, and to Beth-Aran, and Belman, and Jericho, and to Choba, and Asura, and to the valley of Salem, and possessed themselves beforehand of all the tops of the high mountains, and fortified the villages that were in them.
So what did the Israelites do at this time?
Prepare for war.
They prepared for war. They put men up on the mountains. They gonna read down. They got victuals together, food and water together. Started putting the guard all over the city, all over the mountaintops. They started to get ready to go to war. And they knew that this cat was coming to them with an army like they had never seen before. Take revenge on them for not going. I'm gonna skip you down now. All right, now skip down to 5 and 1.
Chapter 5, verse 1. Then was it declared to Holofernes, the chief captain of the army of Assur.
Assur, that's in the Psalm 83. Assur, who is that now?
Yeah, that's another group. That's Shemitic.
Okay.
Before that time.
Okay, come.
He's kin to the Babylonians, kin to Abraham.
Come.
Shemite and that.
Shemitic people. Okay, go ahead.
That the children of Israel had prepared for war.
So then they went back and told Holofernes, listen, the Israelites done got ready to fight. They ain't trying to give up like everybody else gave up. They get ready to go to war with us. Go ahead.
And shut up the passages of the hill country.
Go ahead.
and had fortified all the tops of the high hills, and had laid impediments in the Champagne countries. Wherewith he was very angry, and called the princes of Moab, and the captains of Ammon, and all the governors of the sea coast. And he said unto them, tell me now, ye sons of Chanaan, who this people is that dwelleth in the hill country, and what are the cities that they inhabit, and what is the multitude of their army, and where is their power and strength.
So then he's like, man, well, listen, who are the people that's trying to actually fight us? Like, who are they? Tell me about them people. So then one of these heathens step up and run down the story of who these people are. This is very heavy. Keep going.
Where you at?
I'm in 5 and 5, 4?
The middle of 5.
The middle of 5. Go ahead.
And what king?
Chapter 5 and 3. 5 and 3. Student 5 and 3. Go ahead.
And what king is set over them, or captain of their army?
Go ahead.
And why have they determined not to come and meet me, more than all the inhabitants of the
He's
west?
trying to figure out, like, why would they come up against him? What's up with them? They know who these people are. He's coming up, they're trying to actually define him. Go ahead.
Then said Akur,